Hey guys, welcome back. So today we have a little project. This is kind of part of my backlog. I've had this stuff for a while, and what we're going to do today is we're going to take this Game Boy Advance and we're going to turn it into something really cool. This is for the collection. So uh, let's go ahead and get this stuff cleared off. We're going to test out this Game Boy Advance, see if there's anything that we need to do to it to get it ready to be modded and upgraded. And we're going to go from there. I've also got today uh, this guy. So this is Breath of Fire. This is authentic, but it does not work. So we're going to get this guy modded up, and then we're going to see if we can get this game repaired as well. And let's get it cleared off. Easy. All right. Let's pop some batteries in. And since we've paid attention to statistics fix so well, perfect. All right. All right, power's on. Volume sounds good. Let's test it out with Mario Land 2. This is the one that we repaired in a previous video. Okay, that works. LNR works. Start. All right. Let's try it with an advanced game. All right. So I think the buttons are working. I believe pretty much everything's working. Shoulder buttons feel okay. Let's get it opened up. Take a look under the scope, get it cleaned up. You know, we're going to make sure everything looks okay, and we'll go from there. Easy. Doesn't look too bad. Let's get it all the way out. Get this screen disconnected, all that good stuff. Pop the board out, and let's take a closer inspection. Doesn't look too bad, but let's get under the scope and take a look. I mean, it's dirty, absolutely filthy, but I'm not seeing any corrosion. I think all we really need is just a really good clean. I'm not seeing any like black solder joints or anything like that. Connector looks good. That doesn't look too healthy. We might have to pull him off, pop a new one on, because that's definitely got some corrosion going on. He might clean up. We'll see what he looks like after we clean it up. All right, so let me give this guy a good scrub. Much better. Let's take a look at that connector after giving it a clean. That one pin is a little grimy still. Let me see if I have a replacement for this. I mean, I don't think there's probably nothing wrong with it, and it would probably work just fine as is. But since we're going to be doing such a thorough clean on it, and pretty much everything is going to be like brand new. So I kind of want to have it nice and shiny when it gets inside of its new shell. Okay, so I've got a brand new, what is that, a extension port, they call it, or the, some kind of port, I think, for putting the two Game Boys together, like a link port. Okay, so let's get this old one taken out real quick, and then we'll put the new one in. Okay, what I also want to do is, before we start putting it together, I want to clean this power switch. These GBAs are absolutely notorious for dirty power switches. So let's open it up and give it a quick clean while we're here. Okay, so I think our board is ready. We've replaced our our port here, and we've cleaned the power button. Everything else is looking really good. So let's set this aside for now, and let's take a look at this. Some cool matching stickers. Very nice quality shell. So let's set some of this off out of the way for right now. We won't be using this plastic screen lens. What we're going to use, we have a laminated screen. So that laminated screen already has a glass protector on it, and that's what we're going to be using. And this is our screen. Okay, looks like we'll need to do a little bit of trimming. Let me get this shell trimmed up real quick, and I'll be right back. Well, that was a major pain in the butt, but we got it. You can see where I had to go around and grind and cut. Luckily, I didn't mess up the shell, so it all went good. All right, so we need to get our ribbon cable ready. That is the 32 pin. We're going to need these little wires here, and we're going to need the 32 pin adapter. But before we put that on, let's go ahead and we're going to solder a wire to select R and L. All right, that's our wires soldered onto the ribbon cable. Let's go ahead and set this ribbon. Now, before we get too far, we need to test this screen. 3 volts. And cool. Before we get too much further, I'm also going to add this guy, this GBA power cleaner. So I've added a little strip of double-sided tape to this guy to help hold him in place. And we're not quite done with this guy yet. We're still going to do a LED button mod. These mods come from, this is Natalie the Nerd. Okay, looks like we need to go to TP8, ground, and that might be it. All right, see if our LED mod was successful. Injecting 3 volts. Let's see what happens. Nice. So I'm really hoping that this green is going to look good coming through that purple, but let's move on. Okay, let's go ahead and solder our wires on, and then we can do a little bit of wire management. All right, we're going to be connecting the select button to TP2. We're going to connect R to TP8, and we are going to connect our L to TP9. All right, looking good, looking good. Let me get 1 or 2 screws to hold this board into place for right now. Okay, so I've stuck down this touch sensor. Since this is a clear shell, but I've got this part of the Pokemon here, so I've put it behind his hand so you can't really see it. And before we get too much further, let's give it another test. All right, 3 volts in. Nice. I do like the green with the purple. Let's close this up. Let's get some screws in it. Okay, now we have our custom stickers. Now let's pop a couple of batteries in. And everybody's favorite part. Oh yeah. Gotta love that screen peel. So let's test a game. Oh, nice. Very nice. Brightness touch works. Now that we have this awesome working GBA, let's turn our attention real quick to this guy. Test it real quick, see what happens. Garbled Nintendo logo. Okay. Let's set this guy aside. And let's open him up. Under the scope we go. Looks like somebody changed the battery on this guy. And it doesn't look great, but I've seen worse. What do our pins look like? Not too bad, I guess. I mean, there's definitely a bit of age on the board, but not really that bad. Let's see if we have voltage in this battery. We do. Okay. But let's take this battery off. I'd like to see what it looks like underneath. The soldering job doesn't look all that great. Almost kind of looks like somebody went through and tried to resolder the legs on this guy. I don't see any bridges, at least not there. And I don't think they messed with this side. But let's confirm that all of our legs are soldered down the way they should be. I'm going to clean this thing really good and run over and resolder all of those pins. Still got the garbled Nintendo logo. Looks like we have a little bit of corrosion going on some of these vias. Let's see if we've got a path. Start with this guy. Okay, so already the first one. What about this guy? No. I think we have a little bit of trace repair to do here. Okay, so I've gone around to each one of these vias and I have attempted to test them from point to point. And each one that you see that have been ground away a little bit were points where I had no continuity. Now, most of these I can get to, but there's quite a few of them that are underneath this chip right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that chip and I'm going to do a few jumpers here and there. And I'm just going to kind of montage this and so just kind of give you the key points here and we'll meet back after that to see if any of it made any difference. Okay, now that was a lot of work. Let's hope it was worth all the effort. So I can't find anything else on here. So let's test it out real quick. Hey, we got a Nintendo logo. Hey. All right. Okay. Started the game, saved the data. Let's see what happens. And there it is. All right. Good deal. So I really enjoyed how this turned out. I love this purple and green color scheme here. The quality of the shell was far better than what I thought it was going to be, and even the button quality. I love the fact that it's got like a matching box to go with it. From a collector standpoint, like that appeals to me. I love complete in box systems. So we were able to repair the game along with it. There was a little bit more to it than what I was expecting, but in the end, we were able to get it up and working again. Uh, so if you guys enjoyed watching me do this, please consider leaving a like and subscribing if you're not subscribed already, or even leaving a comment. Really helps with the YouTube algorithm. But with that being said, I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again soon in my cave.